What up, everyone? We are back on the island. I just saw a gargoyle. And I lost him. Last we checked in, we were last episode. Where did he go? Oh, this might be him. Last episode we were over in Castle Mistmore. And we were about to ding level 23, and then I had died in my group. But the Super Bowl was about to start, so I had to go anyways. So it wasn't too big of a deal. And I had mentioned I'm going to be heading over to the back to the island, but I didn't want to put too much of it on camera because we've already, spent so much time here as is. So I didn't want to put too much and bore everyone, with hours of this island. Hey, there's another one. But a ding. Ding 24. So that's right. This is actually late night Super Bowl still. Super Bowl Sunday. Late night. We came back, turned on the machine, and started grinding. And when we first got here, we had a good run. When I first got here, the island was pure gargoyles, so like 6 gargoyles running around. And we're gonna keep an eye on this one. And we killed all of those and then just got a decent amount of gargoyle respawns. And so we just had a good session. And we were able to just grind it out with... Oh, there's another one. There's 2 gargoyles. We should leave one, like we mentioned. You should leave one so that it can clear out the island. So like when I got here today, it was pure gargoyles. So you always want to leave one so that it clears out the skeletons, and the next person to come here, instead of running into pure skeletons, they run into pure gargoyles. It did happen to me a couple days ago where I came in here and it was pure skeletons, and it's kind of a bummer. You get out to a slow start. Skeletons aren't giving any XP at this point. So let's go ahead and kill this gargoyle, and then it's time to get our spells. It's at that point. We are level 24. It's another spell level. So we are going to go ahead and kill this guy. We'll leave that other one up, and then we are going to... Oh, we should probably heal our skeleton. My cat's behind me. What's up, buddy? And then we are going to go get our spells and everything. And then we'll take a look and see where we want to go next. I want to go to the Sisters Island ASAP, but I believe they are level 24, 25, or 26. One of those 3 levels. I think they're 25. And then I heard that Necros were having issues with it. Now, I've done it on a Shaman, and I've done it on a Bard. The Bard doesn't get touched because they kite, so the Bard doesn't really count. But, yeah, so we're going to get out of here, and we're going to go get our spells. We'll sell off. We'll see how many eyes we got. We'll sell off, see how much plat we made in this session. Again, I got an entire level, plus it was like a little less than 2 bubbles, so a little less than 7 bubbles total. And we'll see how much money we made from this gargoyle little session here. And then when we start doing the sisters, we're going to blow you away with how much money we make doing sisters. It's going to blow this one out of the water. But this is still pretty decent money. So let's go check that out, and then we're going to skip to the next part of the video after we check out our our cache. We'll skip to where I already have my spells and everything, and we find a new spot to level. Alright, so we get it back to Freeport, and we are here down beneath. So we are gonna sell some things. We will keep words. Sell a few things here. See what we got. We did pick up a bronze scythe. Somebody else was killing this, so that's 3.5 platinum. That was just rotting on the ground. So we can minus that. It's a rusty two-handed sword. I'm gonna hold on to that. Bronze two-hander. And another rusty two-hander. We're gonna hold on to the rusties. The bronze sells for a decent amount, so I like to sell them. The difference in damage is negligible. Words and words. We're gonna keep the words. Alright, so is that it? What, we have 40? We had exactly 40 eyes. That's a lot. It's more than we had last time. At 9.4 plat each. Alright, super sweet. We're gonna keep the rest of this stuff. Let's head over to the bank. Alright, so we are in the bank. So let's up our platinum. So minus some, you know, we got at least 430 platinum or so. I went out there with, well, I paid 23 platinum to get a port earlier, or when I died. I ended up just getting a thing. Yeah, so I'd say we made probably 450 plat. Really, really good. But again, we are leaving room to impress. So let's throw some of these words in here. I do want to mess with some of these words. I tried to sell these. I mean, if somebody's not looking to buy them, nobody's just gonna, if you're spamming them, nobody's gonna buy them. Like, somebody has to be looking to buy them. A couple of rusty swords. We'll keep a stack of bone chips. And let's get rid of these words. I do want to try to do a bit of research. So my pet at this level actually requires research, but I don't have all the words. They drop off a higher level mobs, so by the time I get those words, if I do get them, you know, I'm going to be past the point of when I need that pet. So I'm not sure. I gotta like figure that out. But okay, so we made a bunch of plat. I shouldn't have done that because I had a hard time clicking on the bank in the first place. Because this guy's standing right on top of the banker. Oh well, I don't really, I'm done with the bank anyways. So, yep, so, well actually I need money because I gotta go buy spells and stuff, so. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. When we see you next, we will be at some camp farming something, so we'll see you in just a second here. What's going on, everyone? I'm in the same spot, but a lot has happened. What are we doing here? Let me get a leech on him. Started fighting this guy, and then I started messing around with the recording software and didn't dot up the mob. So a lot's happened. Yeah, I'm still here at the island. I tried to go to Sisters because I wanted to try to do it. Now, I was looking at this here, and not this. I was looking at this, and you know, Sisters Camp, Sisters Hut, 24 to 28. but there's a couple edits here, and it says this camp is far harder for a level 24. Can't do it unless you're twinked or a bard. Tried a duo with a 25 enchanter and 24 necro. Could barely kill one of them. That seems extreme. And then this guy says, and they say with the right duo, you can do it. Replace the necro with the druid. Probably just for root. I mean, the enchanter has root, but anyways. A level, that, like, whatever. A level 27 Dark Elf Necro had a very hard time soloing this camp. It was virtually impossible. Too many resists. Everybody's complaining about resists. Oh, here we go. Was that another gargoyle? I just showed up. I'm getting a lot of gargoyles. That's nice. Nobody's here. He resisted. I'm only 2-dotting now, and I will tell you why here in just a moment. You'll probably notice my skeleton is much smaller than the previous episodes. Let me get my mana regen going. Start healing this guy a bit here and there. Only because I just haven't healed him for several mobs. So, while speaking about my spells, now that is another thing that I will show here. So, I do have Haunting Corpse and Intensified Death. Ooh, which reminds me, he needs that. So it only lasts like 3.5 minutes at this level. So I need to remember to cast it on him often. But, and we'll take a second to med here so I can talk. Let's move this guy, okay. And what do we have here? All right. Sorry, I keep looking at my cat and making a lot of noise. So we got our new spells. Shock of Poison, it's a big direct damage nuke. Not gonna need that here. I would bust that out at Sisters, but we're not doing that. So let's see. So Intensified Death. So it increases attack speed by 22%, strength by 26, and AC by 6 for my pet. It lasts 3.5 minutes pretty much, and it goes up from there. But very cool. This is research only. And then another one of my other spells was Haunting Corpse, which was research only again. And that's for my pet. So if I don't get this pet, then I'm stuck with a, at best, level 19 pet. I'll have no way of knowing it's level 19, because it's probably going to be green to me at that point. All of them are going to be green. I'm going to have no idea what level they are. Until level 29, I will get another pet. So I'd be stuck with, like, at best level 19 until 29. I'd be 10 levels higher. Which, without root, as a necro without root, that's, you know, I'm going to be stuck grouping if that's the case. I have to have this pet. And then this buff is so powerful, I have to have this buff as well. Now, I did level up researching. I looked into researching to see what words were needed. So you can see them here. I only had one of them, and I never got the other ones. I started looking into, like, when they drop and such. This one's not bad. Level 16 to 29 level mobs. So that could have been dropping for me, just never did. Some of the other ones were like 24 to 29 level mobs. And I was like, well, I'm not killing level 24 to 29 level mobs, really. I did some in that Mistmore group. But other than that, I haven't really been. Anyway, so I got those, so that's huge. So this pet, I believe to be towards the max level, which, what was the max level? Which was 22, so I think he's 22, because they are going to con blue no matter what, but he looks kind of dangerous. And so, yeah, so I think he's max level. I threw a sword on him. I kept some swords from the previous session. So I threw a sword on him. I am level 24. I think, yeah, I spoke about that earlier. So I got my spells. And so I went over to the Sisters camp at level 24. So they're going to be yellow to me at that point. And even though they're going to be yellow to me, I was like, I want to try this. Even though the level 27 Necro said it's impossible, I wanted to try it. Because I also have another spell that I got, which is where is it? Oh, Screaming Terror. What? Screaming Terror right there, which is a mez. It's like a short mez. Oh, the gnome is back. So that's the gnome that was here the other day. So yeah, well, I don't know. So the gnome showed up, the other necro. So I don't know what I'll do, because again, there's not enough for 2 people. I could head over to Mistmore, see where the boat is. The boat actually should be probably close to being back. That reminds me. Let me see here. So here's the Discord with the boat. There is another Discord. Here's the P99 Discord, where now this is how I found my spells. So you can see here on the top right, I typed in Intensify Death, in which, let me just click off my mana regen. Intensify Death, which you could see, I could see people who were selling it, and I can see when they posted it. So this records everything on the that goes on in the tunnels, and so I pulled that up. I saw that a couple people were selling it really close to when I was looking for it. So I sent them a tell. And I was like, hey, do you still have it? And they say, yeah, I do. And so I was like, cool, let's make a deal, because I sat there for a while. Nobody was spamming it. And I was like, what am I doing? Let me go to the Discord and perform a search and let me find it. So I got both my spells quickly. Now here's the thing though. It's good that I came back here and I farmed these gargoyles for some plat, because I paid like 177 platinum for both spells together. So the pet was 100 platinum, and that was the second ask. So I didn't really know what to expect. So I asked one person, they said 103 platinum, and I was like, they just said 103. And I was like, 103 what? And they're like, 103 platinum shekels, of course. And I was like, I kind of assumed that, but I didn't know for sure, because 103 just seemed so weird to me. I was like, 103? That seems quite specific. Why not 100 or 105? 103 just sounded like, is there somebody that's 104 and you're like undercutting them? It just was really weird. It caught me off guard, so I felt stupid asking 103 what, but anyways. And then they didn't have it. It was in their bank, and I saw somebody else, so I had asked them, and they said 100, and so I was like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna swoop this up. They're like 100 towards 1. So I was like, all right, so that seems to be the going rate. So let me just swoop that up, and so I did. So then I got the other one for 77 platinum, I believe. So again, a random number, but it was that same seller that liked the random numbers. But hey, if you're shaving a couple plat off to make it 77 instead of 80, who am I to argue, right? So this just isn't gonna work. Like, I can't sit here and scrounge. So I'm gonna swim back to the Sisters Island. So this is the other thing. So let's see. I was checking the schedule here, and it's off because my computer time is off, but it says 5:24. I'm not gonna make it. Right now it's 5:21, so I got 3 minutes to get to Sisters Island. There's just no way I make it with this swim speed, because I gotta go to this island and then swim to another island and then swim to another island, which the islands are very, very, very close together. But as you can see, my swim speed is just not there. Nonetheless, I'll try to make it. If not, I can gate out and try to figure something out. I don't know. But anyways, so I'm glad that I farmed the gargoyles last night, because I was able to afford these 2 spells. Now the other spells, were in like the 15, 16 platinum range from the vendor, and I did buy like 3 or 4 of those. So that in itself was around like 60 platinum. And I even bought a spell off of a caster vendor that I'm gonna need for later, because it's not from the necro vendor, it's from the spellcaster vendor, and I just don't really go to that vendor that often. So I just bought it ahead of time and threw it in the bank. But I spent about 60 plus platinum there, and then on these spells, we're like 177, like I said. So it was definitely good that I picked up some platinum so that I could afford these research spells. And now that I know that research spells are kind of in the ballpark of that and probably only going to get more expensive the higher you go, I'm going to look ahead to here, whoops, to the other website and see just how expensive, or not, well, yeah, I can see how expensive some of these other research spells are so that I'm prepared. Now, when I am high enough level to face these sisters, or when I can open the camp, because I never even got to this, I'm just rambling. I went to the camp over here, and there's somebody there. There's the same necro there that's been there for like the last at least day or two. So he's, I don't know, maybe we have similar play times, and he's just been there. He's much, much higher than I am. But sometimes you see people there that aren't getting XP. They're just trying to get money for spells or gear. So I'm hoping I can find a way to get in there at some point. It's going to be tough. I might have to, now today's Monday, but if all else fails, I might just have to level up and, you know, get to a secure place to where I could definitely for sure break the camp and do everything. And then by that time it will be the weekend. Excuse me, that hurts. I think I cut myself shaving. And you know, by that time I can log in like really early in the weekend or something when I don't work, and hopefully nobody's there at like some really early hour. So the boat's supposed to be there in 1 minute, and the dock is right there. That's the sister's hut, that one directly in front of me. That's the dock there on the right. Will he make it? Probably not. I mean, the boat does sit there for a second, so maybe I should swim directly straight and run on land. So we'll see if we can make it. This might be the most exciting thing of this stream. But anyways, stream of this video. So then, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do since that island isn't taken. You see that bright spot right there? That's like probably a couple inches on your screen to the left of the hut. That is the Necro. That's where he sits. To pull the sisters, he pulls them through a window that's located on that side. I think he has sight. He has line of sight on the mob through the window. Anyways, yeah, so this is what we're looking at. So let me see if I can make this boat. Actually, I'm just gonna keep the video rolling so we could all see if I make this boat or not. It's 5:24. Is the boat there? I don't know, because there is like this clipping situation with this island where if you're standing, like, there's like a line. See these lines on the islands? I'm sure you can see the lines on the island where like the polygons change or whatever. There is a line on the island where if you're on one side of the line, you can't see the boat. You step on the other side of the line, the boat appears. So if you're killing the sisters and you're waiting for the boat, you have to be on a certain side of the line or you're gonna miss the boat. It's 5:25. I probably missed the boat because it only sits there for about a minute. Now, of course, maybe it's not exactly on time. Well, we could check the Discord, right? So you see here, and we missed it. It's crossed off, so we missed it. We missed it by a minute. That's a bummer. So I can catch it going back the other direction, or, you know, just call it a day and gate out or something. There's no way for me to get to Butcher Block unless waiting for the boat, which is going to be pretty much 30 minutes. Anyway, so I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause it here, figure out what I'm going to do. There's the other guy on the Gargoyle Island. This camp's taken, so the idea was maybe to go to Mistmore and see if I can get another group there. But now it's a 30-minute boat trip. So I can gate and try to find a port to Butcher Block. I really do. I don't know why. I try to avoid porting. One, I have no money on me. I mean, I could sell these eyes actually and get enough money to get a port. But I don't know. I'll figure it out. There's no reason for me to sit here and keep talking, so we'll see in a bit. All right, so quick check-in. So I missed the boat, naturally. So here I am on the island still, but some of these other mobs, like this one was yellow, and I looked at my faction. I killed one, and I'm already could not possibly get any worse. So I was like, well, what the hey? Why don't I just kill these? So like this one here is yellow. So a couple of them are yellow. One spawns right there. That was dark blue. So I figure I could just kill these for a little while. No harm. And then I can kill these, and maybe if that guy leaves, I can try to kill, you know, his, because his are going to be yellow to me as well. So I don't... So now that spell gets resisted all the time anyways. But the other ones haven't been getting resisted, so now these aren't the sisters we're talking about, not the two. But everything else, we'll try Heart Flutter one more time. I landed all three with no resist. Like, okay, so it landed. So, I mean, that's not bad. Now, these are yellows, so, like, naturally, I would, you know, imagine I'd have to maybe heal my pet here and there, but let's see. Yeah, she's going down pretty quick. So if these con yellow and those other sisters are also yellow, now maybe they do hit harder and all this other stuff, but I feel like there's no reason that I can't take them, you know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I also have a Mez, so if I had to kill one and Mez and then feign death and reset, or, you know, if there was any reason I had to do any of this, I just don't see it as being that bad. So, you know, that took a lot out of me. I didn't heal my pet as much as I could have. But we'll let him sit and med as well. So these do drop purity belts. As you can see, one of the other ones dropped one, and so this one respawned already. So you can see they do drop purity belts. They don't drop the swords, so that's the main source. But you can see here, these are wearable by wisdom casters or melee. And, you know, it's not, I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad belt. I think in vanilla, it's like, you know, you'll be wearing this all the way to 50 or whatever. Because stats are just rare. So now I can't wear it. But like I said, I think this vendor's for like 2.5 plat. I think. And if you go to the EC tunnels and just spam it for 5 plat for like, you know, a couple times, if you have like a handful of them, like a bag full of them, usually there's some, you know, super newbies that will, you know, ask you for it and they'll take it for 5 plat. Or you could vendor it, like I said, for 2.5 plat and just not worry about it, especially if you could vendor here on the island. I would suggest just vendoring them. You could always take a few of them back and give them out if you wanted. Any newbies need this belt, and just hand them out and be a nice person, which is what I'll probably do with them. Spam it, see if anybody needs it. Maybe a couple people message me, maybe a couple people don't. And then whatever excess I have, I'll just vendor them. But if you are hard up for cash, you know, sell them by all means. But you probably won't get much more than like 5 platinum for it. Because as you can see, they're not the greatest. But I might be speaking from like a vanilla era aspect and less of a Velios is already out. You know, there's a lot of gear changes between vanilla and then. So I killed this one that was right here. That was a dark blue. She hasn't respawned yet. This one respawned first. I killed her second. So there must be a longer respawn on that other blue one. But we'll go ahead and we'll take this one out. It seems like my life... Oh, no, it ran out. Okay. So we're going to take her out right now. Let me just buff up my pet, and we'll go. So I believe these are the same level because I'm 24 and they're yellow, which means they're probably 25. And the sisters in the sister hut here that drop the swords are 25. So unless they have different resistances don't seem that bad. Like even the gargoyles would now she is whooping the ass of my pet. Even the gargoyles would resist pretty much everything I've ran into so far has resisted Heart Flutter. It just seems like a really resistible spell. It's probably straight magic. What is she looking like? Oh, she's almost dead. This one doesn't run, which is nice. The other two ran. I like when they don't run. It's a rusty halberd and a purity belt. Because sometimes when they run, they like to run into the hut where there's like 3 NPCs and we'll just wipe. Now, there's other sisters walking around the island. They're greens and they don't give XP. So, I killed a couple of them. They don't give XP. You could do it for cash. I don't know. So when I do these sisters here, what I'll do sometimes is... now, be careful about walking next to it, too, because there's windows, and they'll see you through the window. But what I would do is, like, when I first start with these 2 sisters, you struggle, for sure. So you struggle for a while, but then after you get a few levels, or what have you, you'll start just becoming stronger. You won't have to use as much mana to kill them, so on and so forth. And when I start having extra mana, what I will then do is start killing the ones I'm killing now, seeing as they're like around the same level, or if not the same level. Especially when I was playing with a friend, and it's only 2 mobs, right? So it's a tough duo, but you make so much money that it's a no-brainer. So we were duoing these 2 mobs. We started early. We started at like, I don't even know. I want to say we started at like 22 or something, because there was 2 of us, and we were mage shaman. And so we would root 1, down 1 with a pet, buff the pet, heal the pet, slow the mob. I mean, you have everything at your leisure. So we started early, and then once it became easier for us, we started killing all 4 within a cycle. Now, I mean, it took a lot of mana, but again, there was 2 of us, and slow in itself, slow and hasting the pet and everything is so much mana. It's ridiculous. So yeah, so I guess we'll just do this for a while. I can keep an eye on the Discord. Let's see how the XP's been going. Killing... I guess that was 4 mobs. I killed 1 round plus this one again. So killing 4 mobs, I might have gotten half a bubble or maybe a little less. But I mean, it's moving. Other than that, I just get some of these belts. No big deal. I can keep them in here to reduce the weight. But I guess the main point is, like, if I'm chilling here doing this, maybe when this guy leaves, he'll be like, hey, yo, I'm leaving. And then I can kind of try to take his already broken camp. I might be able to do it, I feel like. All right, so this guy gave me the camp, but this is going to be really tough. So they whoop my ass pretty good. I just killed one. He gave me the camp. There was already one spawned, so I had to pull right away. But it was a little close. I kind of took everything I had. They're on a 6-minute timer, so I just got to pay attention to that and make sure that I keep them split. And I need to have time to med up. So I got a couple minutes here. I'm trying to pay attention to the time. All right, so they both dropped belts. I'm probably going to end up having to get rid of the belts and just keep only swords. So here's a long sword. It weighs 7.5, so that's the main issue. Now, what you could do is not really ever move. That is like an option. Okay. So I'm just going to send him in there because I don't... Alright, so... Here we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's no good. There we go. They do run. Okay, she's running. One of them's a little easier than the other one, too. Okay, so this one's white to me, the other one's yellow. So I faced the harder one first. So he's still there. Okay, so far so good. I think I have 2 minutes until that other one spawns. So however much I can regen in 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and regen for a second. I'm going to pause. I'm going to run to the restroom. Alright, so we're back. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to hold this or not. Just because it takes, excuse me, takes a lot out of me. Hi, buddy. My cat's right here. In fact, it takes pretty much everything out of me. This is the higher level one. So I have to expend a little more on this one. Hi, buddy. My cat's asking for attention right at a bad time. So that took like my entire mana pool and my pet's half-life. But that is the tougher one, so I will say that. I already have, I killed one set of mobs, 2 mobs, and I already have somebody asking if they can have the camp when I leave. So that's pretty much this place in a nutshell. So I'm gonna hold on to it as long as I can. And then as soon as I can't split it anymore, or if I lose my split, then that's when I know it's time to go. Alright, so some more medding. I won't I won't sit here and talk the whole time. We'll try to get some reps in, hopefully. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just pause the video now until we get a spawn here. I think I may have killed one. And forgot to unpause it. Oh. I forgot to buff my pet. Shoot. I have to buff my pet before every single pull, since they're split. And it only lasts like 3 minutes. So I gotta remember to do that. And I have to use my mana very wisely. So I have to try to do things like nuke or heal in between mana ticks. See, and she had, okay. I need a loot. No, don't loot my mob. Don't loot my mob. Like, I mean, you could just not loot my mob, brother. I feel like he wants the camp back already. I just had it for like 5 minutes. Or not 5 minutes, but like, it's been like 20 minutes. But you can see how the money racks up pretty quick. So this is already, what do we have, 6 swords? Or I guess we started on an odd number. So We have 5 swords here. That's already 60 platinum. It's pretty dang quick. And the XP is really good, I think. I think we've gotten a bubble already. I don't remember. Pretty dang good. The unfortunate part of this is like I'm already overweight. And this is just going to get worse and worse and worse quickly. So there's some stuff I could get rid of. Like I can get rid of this rusty two-handed sword. I could get rid of the belts. They don't really weigh much. What are they? 1.2. So they really don't weigh much. But they will be like, you know, the first to go. The thing that's nice and what I'll probably try and do is get summoned bags. I don't know what the weight, are they 100% weight reduction? I gotta look into that. But like shamans get bags, spirit pouch or spirit bag or something, and mages get summoned bags, and they disappear when you log, so you have to remember to empty them. But they you know, if you get those, then you could fill up your inventory and then leave and just have a full inventory of swords before you have to go. So that's the plan. But you don't know when this camp is going to be open. And to be honest, I check on it like since I started this character. Every time I pass here, I check on it. I think only one time have I seen it open. It's a tough camp to get open. On my other characters, oh shoot, why do I always forget to buff them? It'll give them time to get aggro, I guess. On my other characters, like I haven't had an issue getting it, but this is where this if I can get all 3 dots off without a resist, then it goes really smoothly. Like I think the last 2 mobs I had 0 resists, but when they do resist my my heart flutter, even just once, like that's when I struggle to get my mana back before the next pull. Try to help him out there. Keep myself full life. What's she at? She's going down. Okay. But yeah, sword is 100% chance. And these other guys are good races. We have a human, and this guy's like a wood elf or something. So I did this on my half elf bard, which is might as well be a wood elf. And with the half elf bard, I was able to, honestly, I don't remember what it was, but I was here for like 7 levels straight before before the vendor started not wanting to sell to me. And they were still cool with me. They just didn't want to sell to me. And then I went to that dwarf, which was perfectly fine. The one several episodes ago I tried to turn in muffins to. And I didn't have to go through all the trickery. He was just cool with me. So I just sat there and turned in tons and tons and tons of muffins, got my my faction back up, and then I was able to sell again. And just not, you know, destroy my wood elf faction at the same time. So whatever your goals are. Naturally, we're going to be taking the water and the food out of that bag. Replacing all this stuff out here and replace it with swords. I'm 10 pounds overweight, which isn't a big deal. As long as I can move a little, and I could even bind myself next to a vendor. so that I could be completely, I can't even move or something, right? If I can get maybe straight on to where I could see both, target both, maybe I can get in such a way that I can target both from standing in one spot, and then I can just gate to a vendor and sell off. Oops. We'll do one more heal. Did I miss it? I think I did. And then we're gonna buff them, and we'll go in. Nice. Yep, she just hit him really hard. Yeah, there we go. That one was pretty rough. Hopefully I have some time to med up before the next go. But I'm going to med, so I'm just going to keep pausing it and unpausing it here. We only have so many more of these back, you know, in us, so I'll pause here for a second while we med. All right, so we killed another one. I forgot, I can get rid of my copper for sure. Got 4 pounds there in copper, so that'll help just prolong everything. I didn't have my lich on for a little while there, and that really hurt me. You know, earlier on my shaman, I had to see where I was bound, and this is completely random, but if you do /char info, it tells you where you're bound. Let me remove this real quick. You can see there on the right, it says you are currently bound in West Freeport. So if I do /char info, it tells you right there where you're bound. So something you could do if you, I don't know, if you need to know where you're bound, or if you're logging in a character you haven't done in a while, something you can do. All right, we got this mob up. Let's do a little, let's top him off here. It's a bummer, but it's the higher level one, so kind of expected. That's not good news. This is where we start getting in trouble. Because we got to get that off. What that one does is, you know, reduces the damage she's doing to my pet. But that hurt my mana, having to cast that 3 times. So... might be a tight squeeze. I can't let my pet die. Okay. I'm out of room. Alright, well, I'm out of room and I don't really... What's this? I can get rid of that. But I'm gonna have to start getting rid of belts. Just destroying the belts. I really didn't come prepared, that's for sure. I only have so many bags. I mean, I'm already 24 pounds overweight. So really, it is what it is. I mean, I'll end up just getting rid of that eventually anyways. But I'm in bad shape after that one. Because my mana's not doing too well. My pet is really low. And this one's going to spawn before we know it. So we might be close to the end here. Once I get in a spot where they I can't take one before the other one spawns, then, you know, that's the end of it. And my pet needs to be full life because I have to heal him during the fight, so I can't start without full life. And at the same time, I blow almost my entire mana pool, so we're on a very tight schedule here. Okay, so we will just leave it at that. Yep, they're dead. Good thing, I mean, look right now, I would have probably aggroed on him. And I'm not quite ready to take it. I'm not ready at all. I'm in bad shape. Now I can stall a couple minutes here. I have a couple minutes to stall. But not very long. This is the lower level one. This is where I need to get lucky and not get a resist. I didn't even buff him. I'm kind of pushing it on time. Oh, he's already hurting bad. And she resisted. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm in bad trouble. I'm in real bad trouble. I'm in real bad trouble. I'm in real bad trouble. And that's it. There's no recovering from that. There's no recovering from that. What I could do is I could tell this guy, like, hey, do you want one of these sisters? so that I could split it again. Let me med up and figure that out. That may be all she wrote. Alright, so he was nice enough to come and kill one round for me, keep it split. And I told him I want to be here like too much longer. Which is the truth. But very nice of him, nonetheless. I was watching the Dallas Mavericks game. And someone's getting married at halftime. Like on the court. I haven't seen that one before. He's got to be dying soon here now. Yeah. All right, so we got back into a good spot. I'm gonna have to just loot swords at this point if I want to stay here. So, which I do. Want to stay here, so we're gonna just be looting swords. And we're gonna be nice and overweight, but as long as we could walk a tiny bit, then we'll get to a vendor. We'll make our way there, because I'm not bound anywhere near a vendor that I could use. But that's okay. All right, so we need to med up here while we wait for this other one. But even if she spawns right now, she should spawn pretty soon. We can give it a couple of minutes while we wait. So I in that Mistmore group yesterday, I tried healing a bit because there were some times where we had mobs to pull, but the druid was a little short on mana. So what I was doing was using the one where I hurt myself to heal others, and then when I would just leech my life back, and I was trying to buy time for the druid to med, and it worked out quite well actually. I'm gonna have to leech some life back on this one, which is fine because this is the higher level one. Just hopefully we won't get resisted. That would be fantastic. But we did. This is how he got into trouble last time. Now, if they resist a third time, we're in real bad shape. We're going to be out of mana. I got to heal my pet. Or, you know, I'm just going to nuke her again instead of healing my pet. Try to get her to run sooner. At the same time, I can't let my pet die. God, that was bad. That was really bad. So that's like the whole thing with the resists, I suppose. I mean, you can get unlucky, and they can resist you several times in a row. We're going to have a pretty good med session here because we killed them together pretty quickly. Damn, I wonder what those are for. I'm going to look those up, see what they're used for, if I need to keep them or not. So we're going to med here. I'm going to look up those words. We got a lot of medding to do, and I don't think that other mob's going to spawn for about 4 minutes. So I'll go ahead and pause it. So just in, I was looking up those words, and out of nowhere, a druid came along. Oh, did that... Skin like nature gives mana read, so did that override my... Am I gonna... No? Okay. It just ran off, coincidentally. I think that's too low to give the mana region. I know one of the druids gives like slight mana region. One of the skins, I think. I don't know if it's this era or not. Anyways, came by, gave me and my pet skin like nature and chloroplast. This is amazing. So we're gonna have a good few rounds here. Chloroplast will probably last about 4 rounds, 4 or 5 rounds. So that's amazing. We are in business. That's super lucky and at a good level too, because this is, you know, I'm struggling the most now. With every level, this is going to get easier. So let's see here. It's good for Shadow Sight, which I actually already have, because they do sell it on a vendor. You could, this is one of those skills where you could research it, or they sell it on a vendor. And I just happened to be in Grob buying a different spell that you could only get in Grob. I forget which spell that was, but I happened to be there, and so I kind of looked up like what other spells does this guy sell that other people don't, and I saw it, so I grabbed it. So I have that already, but I'm a dark elf, so I don't really need it. Mainly it's for other people, you know. If I group up with some people and they're like humans or something, their vision's really bad in a dark zone, I can hook them up. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I'm just gonna go in. Yeah, I'm only gonna double dot. Well, I don't need the leech really. Okay. So I'll only double dot. I'm glad that wasn't resisted. But so he has regeneration, so that's gonna help him a lot. He's gonna be a beast of a tank. This video is getting really long, so I don't know. I guess this will just be a long video, but oh, he's an absolute beast of a tank, and I don't have to heal him because he'll regenerate in between fights as well. So I could just sit here and regenerate mana. This is amazing. And this is kind of what, I know this is a druid, but this was the effect I had when I was dueling with the shaman. I was the shaman, my friend was a mage, which isn't a necro, but I mean, you know, he's got a pet that's tanking, so that's kind of like the same idea. So, in light of time and, you know, the slow pace of the group here, or the camp here, I'll go ahead and pause it for a while, and I'll do a few rounds, and then we'll come back, and because for sure I want to see at the end how much money I end up getting in this haul. All right, so we are gating out now. We're giving the camp over to Crimson Skull here. Oh, she's up. And let me see. Yeah, he can see her. Just making sure. And take a look at all the swords we have. Oh, I guess you can't while I'm casting. So I'm gonna gate out. I'm really heavy, so I walk really slow. I'm gonna walk over to a vendor, and then we'll see how much money we made. The trick to walking when you're overweight, this is me walking straight because I'm so overweight. But the trick is to strafe by holding right click, up, and a direction. So like up and right. Like right now I'm up, right, and right click. And then you can just reposition yourself. And it's much faster than just trying to walk straight. Yeah. All right, so let's take a look here. We have 0 platinum. That's what we started with, 0 platinum. So all of this is from this session. We only have 3 gargoyle eyes, so it's not really a big deal. So we are going to sell off So these sell, as you can see here, 11 platinum, 2 gold with my low charisma. I have 60 base charisma. Now, if you had a lot of charisma or like a charisma buff, or if you were like a, you know, like a human or something that had more charisma, you can get up around 12 plat. So we filled up every slot that we could with a sword, except for 3 eyes, which is worth more than a sword. And then we had 2 belts, but we gave over the spot. So let's go ahead and just sell off here. And watch it rack up. And again, if you can get like summoned bags, or if you were, you know, an ogre or anything, you could just carry so many. I should have given those away. Shoot. Oh, next time. Sell 3 of those. So that was everything, huh? Yeah. So let's see here. Got about almost with, you know, if we chip up all of our coin, then we'll be about 300 platinum. So we made about 300 platinum there. Which, you know, when I was doing those gargoyle eyes, we were making more than that probably. We made probably close to 400 platinum on that last one with all those gargoyle eyes. I think it was 400 platinum. But the difference is that this is guaranteed. We did pretty good on XP as well. And I guess the difference is we weren't here as long. So those gargoyle sessions are a lot longer than this was. What did we do? So like 8, 16. Let's say we had like 24 swords. I think we had 23 swords. No, 22 swords? I think we had about 22 swords. You get 2 every 6 minutes. So what's the math on that? A little over an hour? Let me do the math, 1 sec. Yeah, so the math came out to 66 minutes. We were probably there a little longer because I didn't pull like on the spawn every single time. Plus, it takes you time to kill the mob. You know, takes like a minute or 2 or whatever to kill the mob. So let's just say, I mean, even if we go from 66 minutes to 120 minutes, 2 hours, that's the difference. Is like the gargoyles take much, much, much longer. Also, it's just a different camp. The gargoyles are level 19. These mobs are level 25. There's a 6 level difference. So, and these take much longer to go from blue to green. These actually stay blue for quite some time. Right now they're yellow and white. But anyways, the point is, it's really good money. If you can hold more swords, it's even better. I mean, I would say we probably did that in about an hour and a half. I really wasn't there very long. So that's pretty good. Like, you know, 300 plat in an hour and a half. At level 24 is the point, I guess. Pretty dang good. So that's gonna do it. That was our first Sisters sesh. But I'm gonna be doing that a lot. If I can get the camp, I gotta do it. How much XP did we get in about an hour and a half? We got, I'd say like 2.5, or maybe, ooh, just shy of 2.5 yellows. So, you know, the XP isn't like the greatest or isn't super insane. And it's going to get slower, you know, as you get higher. The higher level you are, the more XP you need. The mobs will go from yellow and white to white and blue to blue and eventually green. But like I mentioned, when that's happening, you're getting stronger and you can start killing those other 2 mobs, the one next to the building and the one at the dock. And that'll help like subsidize the loss of XP. But the main point here is balling out of control with platinum and making sure you have enough for all of your spells, buy all your research spells, and then start buying some gear to help you in the later levels. If you are just trying to speed level and you don't care about platinum, it's not the best spot for sure. So it is what it is. Play the game how you like to play. We'll see you guys on the next one.